The President of the United States asks you to put NSA or military intel personnel, people or tools or assets targeted at American citizens who don't have a link to a foreign terrorist organization. Will you reject that?
Senator, thanks again for the time the other day, and appreciate the opportunity to discuss this very important issue. Senator, if confirmed, I will execute my responsibilities in accordance with the Constitution and all applicable laws.
So you know, I mean, we talked about this. There is just a ton of law saying that we cannot wiretap, using the layman's term, American citizens' communications just for expressing their freedom of speech, right? That they have to have a foreign nexus with a terrorist organization or a foreign power. We couldn't be more clear. And as a CIA officer, after coming in years and years after Watergate, like that was drilled into us, that we never turn the intelligence community against the American people. So thank you for answering that clearly, because you're going to be the guy in the room, right? We talked about how tough these positions are. Separate from Minneapolis, the president signed an executive order in September asking the Attorney General to come up with a new list of domestic terrorist organizations, and said, once you come up with the list, I want you to use the full weight of the federal government to go after those domestic terrorist groups. And he defined domestic terrorist groups in a very broad way, including groups that are anti-Christian, have anti-American views. I mean, not just violent, which of course we all understand, violence is not legal, but in these very broad terms. She has now started that process. The Attorney General in November made some announcements about that. Can you just help me understand, will NSA be a part, or should they be a part of that interagency team targeting domestic terrorist so-called domestic terrorist organizations?
Senator, I don't know if NSA is or isn't part of that interagency currently. But again, consistent with the last question you just asked, it is our highest duty to uphold our oath to the Constitution and ensure that if confirmed in these roles, we execute those consistent with that oath. Well,
since the organization you're about to take over, if confirmed, has been without a leader since the previous leader was fired, I just ask that you do that looking under the rug and making sure that we are never making American citizens question whether their intelligence community is targeting them. Let me just ask, lastly, General Donovan, I've asked, I think, 14 different military nominees. Again, we hope you will not be asked to do something that's illegal. But given that your predecessor was removed or left very early and allegedly for questions about concerns over the legality of operations, if you're asked to do something illegal or unconstitutional, will you reject that order? Push back. You don't have to do it publicly, but push back and protect those who serve under you.
Senator, yes, I will. That's my constitutional responsibility.
Thank you.